Hi, Caroline Kearney here at Ballet and Arts with Patricia Patzi, who will be in our juried show with this beautiful work from March 17th through the end of May. Patricia, would you like to tell us about your piece?
Sure. So this piece is actually one of the paintings from my thesis, and it's called "And Again." It's an oil painting, and the main goal for me with this painting was to just have like a lot of layers to it. It was kind of about like mental health and depression, so I wanted it to have like a blue undertone. So, and I wanted to feel almost like a little messy or like layered and a little unfinished.
Yeah.
The same way that, kind of emotions can feel that way.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted it to have like a little bit more of like a colorful aspect to it. So that's why I added kind of like all the little bits of like color. And that to me is kind of like it like represents like hope. So like even though like this state of mind is like so blue, there's still like a little bit of like colorful or like in your life and like hope and stuff like that. So
it's a really beautiful piece, and it captures like the figurative work captures something very real, but you're using some surrealist aspects to like convey the emotion. And I love that you did a piece based on mental health, because I think it's something that people aren't as open about talking about. But I love that this is hope moving throughout, and it really travels your eye through the whole piece. And also the idea that the figure is sitting solitary in the center while this life moves around her, feels so real when you think about depression, because depression doesn't exist in a vacuum, even though you feel sometimes like you're in a vacuum. And the idea that life continues around you and there's always hope to rejoin it is really beautiful. When you're approaching a piece like this, how do you start? Like, what do you use as your source material? Do you use photographs? Do you paint
I use photos for most of my paintings. It's a combination of like half of them, and sometimes I just see like a friend's photo or something like that, and there's just something about it that like really calls to me that I just like almost can't get out of my mind. So I usually will ask my friends if it's okay if I paint them, and obviously most of the time they
permission
say yes.
is always nice.
So they're very nice and let me use their photos. And a lot of times for my self-portraits, it's something almost like on the opposite side. So like this one, I was actually like sitting in the bathroom, and I was just so tired, and I just felt like I was in this state of mind. And I don't know, it's gonna sound kind of weird, but I guess something kind of clicked, and I was like, okay, I feel like this should be like, I should put it into a painting. So that's kind of where it came from.
The interesting thing I think sometimes about art, and we were kind of talking about this before, is like it allows you to have a conversation and work through different things that like are occurring to you in life that you're expressing out. And what's so beautiful about this is that I think that there is, like, this is something that this feeling resonates with so many people. So you've really captured something that I think is so relevant to so many people. And I also want to mention that Patricia is one of our Merit Award winners for our juried show. And this was the piece that was chosen for that. Is there anything specific when you're the viewer looking at it that you want them to take away, like that you're looking to guide your audience through?
Not so much. I think just what I spoke about before, like how there's areas that are definitely more finished to me than others. Like the face and the body to me were very important, because I feel like that's where like most of the emotion comes from.
The expression.
And just like that feeling, like obviously it comes from like your heart and stuff too, but I just feel like sometimes when you're in that state of mind, like you're so in your head. So I think that aspect to me, it's always the most important to like focus on. And I think that's kind of why I also have some more of like the marks around there. And obviously like the surreal aspect of it too. So I kind of wanted to play a little bit back and forth. And then just kind of like the in and out, kind of, I wanted it, for example, like on the floor, like where where her feet are touching the ground is like, and then like little by little it starts to disappear, and kind of you just see the background later. So
And there's so many beautiful textures in this too, in places where the paint is a little bit more dense and a little thinner. It's really a beautiful piece. And we hope that you'll all come see it at Powell Arts March 17th through the end of May.